Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have often referred to your phone as a beacon of light, and why I refer to your phone as simply that is because every single time that you hit the subscribe button, or you give me a like, you give a fan of Descendants of Zombies a chance of finding this YouTube channel, of discovering something so special that I can only hope is going to go on to hold a very special place in their heart. Over the last 10 years, I've had the honor of being a part of something so special to my heart, and something that I wanted to share with you guys. My passion for people like Ruby Rose Turner, who you guys know that I have the biggest crush in the world on. If there's one thing I've always wanted you to know about me is that I support Ruby and I love her so much for her dedication to her role as Bridget, for how much further kindness can really take a person within this lifetime. I really appreciated what Ruby offered to this franchise and how she really brought it to life, notwithstanding the contributions of everybody else within this franchise, because they really did bring this to life. And they really did believe in it with all of their heart. And I've had so much fun sitting in front of this camera every day talking about them because I wanted to give them such praise. Praise that they obviously deserved, and because they held a very special place in the hearts of many people who will always be remembered for being such huge fans and supporters of who and what they love. Because you guys have obviously known who and what you love for a very long time. Some of you are the smartest people ever. And I've given you a profound amount of credit for being the smartest people ever. You know, always believing that Zombies 5 was coming. Descendants 5 was going to happen. You held on to that for forever, and now it's finally coming into fruition. And I have felt more than honored to experience this with all of you, because if there was one thing that I would ever have the chance to experience, it was going to have to be Descendants of Zombies, because I always had something nice to say about it. You know, people have often wondered how I created the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Well, the answer is simply this. I love it just as much as what you do, and I put myself in your position because you guys are relatively really young. The age demographic I know varies, but there are so many people who are really young about Descendants of Zombies who love it so much. And I wanted to give them a greater understanding and a greater appreciation for this franchise, because a lot of content creators will never go in depth about this franchise because they don't really know the first thing about being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. That is the secret deep within the lineage of Descendants of Zombies, is having a greater understanding of this franchise and what it has truly meant to thousands, if never millions of people. You've really got to help people understand, you know, why Zombies 5 is taking forever. Why Descendants 5 has had that 2-year gap release. The reason for the 2-year gap release is so that a script can be developed, and so Disney can market the toys and the merch and everything that comes with it, the special events such as the Worlds Collide Tour. Freya Sky's got the Stars Align World Tour. And I know a lot of people have started up a lot of ridiculous rumors about why things are happening the way they have for Descendants, like how Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, even Freya Sky have opted out of the Worlds Collide Tour. Why do you think that is? Because they have so much going on in 2026. That is something to take into consideration. So we can just be proud for everything they have going on. I know that I'm really proud of what Freya Sky has accomplished and how many hearts she's touched through the power of her music. Her music is really beautiful. I've obviously taken something special away from it because that's why I'm here. I know Freya is the reason why I'm here. I know Kylie Cantrell is the reason why I'm here. And I know all of you are the reason why I'm here. So if you're a fan of Freya Sky who has subscribed here, I'm going to make sure that every day there is a video uploaded to this YouTube channel that says something nice about Freya. I'm going to make sure there's a video uploaded to this channel every day that says something nice about Kylie Cantrell. Even no matter what's happening around me, I always go out of my way to make sure there's always something relatively new uploaded here to this YouTube channel, because I believe in them with all of my heart. I've seen something special in the characters they brought to life and their stories, because for every character there was a story that we all took something special away from, a valuable life lesson, the value of friendship, just how precious time is. There was so much of an emphasis on all these critical things that happened within the Descendants script, especially within the Descendants script, because it was by far one of the most detailed scripts I had ever had the chance to examine and really profile and bring to life, because Red's story was a really beautiful story about how all she ever wanted to do was paint Wonderland red. And when she finally had the chance to paint Wonderland red with her colorful personality, really defiant on times, I get that. But, you know, when you think of the Queen of Hearts daughter, you would expect her to be rebellious, because the Queen of Hearts' point of view on life and being antisocial was very different. It's something I've obviously never ever encouraged people to become, is antisocial. I've expressed my desire for all of you to want to be social butterflies, because I think that there are a lot of kind people in this world, and I think there are far more social butterflies out there than ever given credit for. I myself was a social butterfly, so I know what it takes to be one. And I know how much a profound impact kindness can really have on a person's heart. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to spread that emphatic message. I may have never known how I was ever going to be able to spread that emphatic message of kindness, but I did know. I found out after I became a part of this niche that the fans of Descendants and Zombies were incredibly supportive of who and what they loved. And because you were incredibly supportive of who and what you loved, you deserve to hear something nice. You deserve to be given encouragement to keep on spreading your own message of kindness, because so many people spread their own emphatic message of kindness in their own unique and very special way. The fans of Descendants of Zombies are often separated by what I refer to as diversity. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with what diversity is, it's how everybody is different. So every fan of Descendants of Zombies is separated by something different, a different reason that makes them a fan, a different character they may idolize and see heroes within, like Liamani, like Malia, like Kylie. You all have reasons for being here. You have a reason for clicking on my thumbnail, and you are the reason, because you are the reason why I'm sitting here in this chair this morning. I think you deserve great reviews. To know that Zombies 5 is going to happen, to know that Descendants 5 is going to offer you a deeper story than perhaps ever before, and that's the one thing I'm really excited about. I have had the time of my life offering you predictions and analogies about your favorite characters and where we're going from here, because we are going to have an incredible time reviewing Descendants. We are going to have so much fun being excited about the anticipation that comes with being a Descendants of Zombies fan. What do you think another critical reason is for the gap between the release of the Descendants movies, let's say? The reason for the critical gap between the release of Descendants movies is because Disney wants to have a lot of hype for this one and to keep you guessing, to leave it as a cliffhanger, so that you will come back, you will see Descendants 5 Wonderland, think it's the greatest thing you ever witnessed, and be a fan even more than you already were. There's a lot of hype that comes with the marketing strategy. So what a marketing strategy is, I was involved with the wrestling industry and the entertainment industry for a number of years, so I know a thing or two about this. A marketing strategy not only involves the development of a movie or a franchise, it involves marketing strategies, it involves hype, it involves special events like the Worlds Collide Tour, so you have to allow a certain amount of time to promote things. Like, for example, if they did like 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour, it is quite possible if they did like 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour, ever before Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland premiered. But if you do it with people like Liamani Segura as a part of the cast, they haven't even premiered their new songs as part of the new score of Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. So because the ballad hasn't been released, or the movie has been released, they can't go through with it. So if you wait until September, the movie is out, you know about the songs that Liamani may have sang, and then when you hear them on stage, you're even more excited because you know the words. You can get down to the choreographing. There's a lot of promotion that goes with this, and a lot to believe in, and also a lot to trust in. So Disney will release new dolls. They will release new posters and new graphics and new teaser trailers. Apparently there's supposed to be a new teaser trailer coming out this week, although we haven't got confirmation on it. I don't know if I've really bought into what people have been saying about this, saying they're going to be the first to let you know. I don't know where they're going, getting away with, letting you know that there's going to be a new teaser trailer when nothing has really surfaced. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why this YouTube channel has become everybody's favorite, is because of how I believed in this story and how I told this story from my perspective. And I told it from the perspective of a fan because I knew what it was like to be a fan and to be so excited about the new episode of Gargoyles or Aladdin or Hercules, because I grew up in a very different generation as many of you. And I know I've heard the comparison of how fans of this generation will never know what it was like to be a true Disney fan. But I've often made the comparison about how you guys had the best time ever and the most fun ever being fans of Descendants of Zombies. I would have loved to experience your era and your generation, because your era and your generation was so incredible. We had Frozen, we had Tangled, we had Phineas and Ferb, we had Descendants of Zombies, which eventually became a worldwide phenomenon. I can only imagine what it would have been like to grow up and been your guys' age and to have experienced Descendants of Zombies. It looks quite fun. And to be honest with you guys, I would love to have I've always had this desire to either want to crowd surf or dance on stage with a bunch of zombies. I've always believed in zombie apocalypses happening at any given moment. I've prepared myself more often than enough for a zombie apocalypse. And I've made a believer out of alien invasions more than anybody, because I used to stay up till 1 a.m. every morning watching alien abduction shows, thinking this was the coolest thing ever, and there was a chance that this could have happened to me, especially when I saw that episode of Rugrats where Angelica was beamed up by aliens in her bed one night, and then Tommy and Chucky were in this playpen on this alien mothership, and they tried to escape the alien mothership and find their way back to Earth. You're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, this is the coolest YouTube channel of all time. Well, there was just something about Tommy and Chucky's, perseverance and their dedication to each other and being the best of friends, believing they had to do everything to save themselves from obstruction and to save the universe, that I really loved. Just as I found that SpongeBob was the most resilient person that I ever saw in my life. How he always wanted to be friends with people like Patrick and Squidward. No matter how annoying he was to Squidward, he would come back every single time just to want to be his friend. And I think friendships are really beautiful, beautifully seen and represented in the Descendants franchise. I can never give people like Liamani and Kylie so much credit for just being there for each other and being some of the strongest people that I've ever had the honor of talking about. If I was ever going to say anything about Kylie and Liamani, it was going to have to be something nice. Undeniably, that girl, if you don't know who she is a really beautiful girl. And I think if you give her a chance, you will fall head over heels in love with her and have more of a reason than ever before to be a fan of her. And I hope that I can encourage more people to be a fan of Liamani. I know there are people out there that have never been acceptant of this new cast. And as heartbreaking as that is for me, because you're always diehard fans of Mal and Evie, who are also welcome to subscribe here. I wish that people were more acceptant of this new cast, because the reviews they have received have often been very cruel, and I know social media can be a very cruel place. It can be a really cruel place. Sometimes Liamani and Kylie don't even want to turn it on because of what they might read or what they might see in videos, and I just wanted to be that one guy who would always say something nice, that would earn the respect of every fan of Descendants of Zombies and eventually the respect of the cast. If I thought to myself, if I could earn the respect of the cast somewhere, somehow, or I could earn your respect, then I would have accomplished all of my goals, and all of my dreams would have become a reality for me. And somewhere, somehow, I was able to do that. I was able to share you this emphatic story that nobody had ever heard before about how this guy became a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And he was so proud to let the world know and everybody know how he felt about people like Ruby and Kylie and Malia, because I've shared with you so many heartfelt stories about how I loved Kylie with all of my heart. She was this dedicated YouTuber who I loved so much, and I was a YouTuber myself, and I often wanted the chance to collaborate with Kylie to promote her YouTube channel. She could have promoted mine. I had big dreams. And one of my greatest dreams came true. At least I won the hearts of every fan of Descendants of Zombies. While I may have never had the chance to collaborate with Kylie and had collaborative opportunities presented to me, I had the chance to collaborate with all of you. And we together created something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. We gave them something special to believe in, and that's worth $1 million. When you can earn the hearts of every fan of Descendants of Zombies, it's really worth $1 million even more. And I look forward to being a part of this really incredible future with all of you and sharing in that future to offer people more encouragement to become fans, even if they aren't fans of Descendants of Zombies. We can expand this universe with more fan support, more love than ever before. And I think that's what makes this so special for me, and that's what should at least make this so special for you. Every Freya Sky fan, every Kylie Control fan who believe in their music, their message, which is very powerful, which is something to really take into consideration. You often have to put yourself in their position and how you would handle being under the spotlight all the time, being under a considerable amount of pressure. It's a lot to have to deal with, but it's nothing that we can't help them see through and get through, because we can help them get through this together, because the fans of Descendants of Zombies are the strongest force I've ever experienced in my life and the most fun that I've ever had being around. You guys are incredibly supportive of who and what you love, and you deserve to be encouraged. You deserve to be encouraged that there's a future to be excited about for Descendants of Zombies, and that we are all going to be a part of that future. Thank you guys so much for allowing me the opportunity to become a part of your lives and to have represented you as your voice of Descendants of Zombies. I know that it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time and incredible effort to bring these videos to life, but I've really had no regrets. I've loved every moment that I've had the chance to sit in front of this microphone. I've loved every single opportunity I've had to meet you guys, to relate to you with relatable content, and that's what's made this so fun. The secret behind creating a successful Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel always has been, and forever will be, to create relatable content in the stories you share and what you yourself believe in. And if you believe in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart, then that gives something special to run away with every single time. And I really do believe that if you can give somebody out there watching your video something special to run away with every single time, that is something worth depending on. That is something always to count on. And I've honestly had the time of my life bringing these videos to life in so many emphatic ways and incredible fashion. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel. This YouTube channel will be the one thing that will forever and always remain constant within the hearts of every fan of Descendants of Zombies who have chosen this YouTube channel as their favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel. Thank you so much for having Descendants of Zombies mean so much to all of your hearts. And as always, thank you so much for having watched this video.